Now it is gay. Okay. Um, you're watching CORP Exchange Television, and this is a wide world of trade report. So we're coming in here in 2020. We're coming at the end of 2020, and I was told I had to really come in and, all our followers and all our people that have been supporting us, I have to really come in and do a year in review, something I hadn't planned on doing this year. But of course, you'll get your shareholders letters and all that kind of good stuff. So we're doing a wide world of trade report. You're watching Corp Exchange Television, and this is Lord Reese Hards. The reason why I was egged on, thanks guys, to come in and to do this because we're coming out with a whole bunch of new content, but we want to just get this going because this time last year we were looking at the stock market, the U.S. economy just like bellying up, like straight up because of this China trade war. And I don't, the question was posed to me, what do I think about how it's going to fare out this year with a Christmas rally and whatever, and how is the U.S. economy gonna stack up this year? Because the stock market did really good, but you have to realize the stock market and the economy are two different entities. They're two different worlds. They just run parallel with the U.S. economy. The China trade war, I've really I have mixed feelings about that. It could be not like a new easing or something like that, but for the last few months, I've been doing my own research, and I've noticed that the people in China don't have, see, what we have over here is we have a bunch of things we don't need as far as manufacture. We're going to leave the farmers out of it because that falls under, that falls more under commodities and goods. It's all in the same war, but I get them. They want me to tell you more about what do I think soybean prices and all this. We had tariffs, then we didn't have tariffs, then we had 10 to 15% tariffs. We have 25. If the tariffs is the deal, then I don't think we just wasted a bunch of time. That just caused it just caused a bunch of tightening in the economy and volatility up and down the board on the market. I don't see why he would threaten them with tariffs and then not put the tariffs. So there might be something good coming out of it. What I noticed about this thing, and again, you're watching Wide World of Trade Report, and my name is Lord Ebo Reese Hards. For those of you who don't know and who are new to Corp Exchange and what's going on here at Wide World of Trade Report on Corp Exchange Television, my research from Moxay Research, which is also a member of Corp Exchange in good standing, shows me that most people in China, and it's like way up number, they don't have the little trinkets and the little gadgets and all those things that are made in China. They don't keep them in their house, for whatever reason, maybe the dollar value, whatever. They do most of the manufacturing on their side, on the East, but they don't house those products. They don't use a lot of those products. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, they're more of a necessity-based households. You don't just have things that you don't need. A lot of people don't have the space for it. If you look how Chinese people live and how that country is, people, they maximize their space. So they could turn an 800 square foot apartment and live like a mansion, and they don't have things that they don't need. The U.S. buys a lot of their products and keeps a lot of their manufacturing going with things that they don't need. Now, I can't speak for Mexico because they buy a lot of their stuff too. They spend a lot of money. You'll be surprised how much money that country spends with China. But as far as the U.S. goes, they're just buying things from them that they don't need. So if there's a tariff and things go up, it's not just going to be on soybeans and stuff like that. Like, you don't buy metal industries and rifles and stuff. There's a lot of things you just don't do with China. There's just none. You buy trinkets, you buy gadgets, you buy clothes, you buy shoes, you buy things that you can in the U.S. do without. From an economic standpoint and a point of view, in the U.S. economy, the humans that live in the U.S. economy are very, 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 very blessed. A lot of them aren't knowing how blessed they are, but they're very, very blessed. They don't really want for things. The other countries, most of these countries that are like stacked up, like China has 3 times as much people as the U.S. in it. and they're all Chinese. You know, like 90% of everybody is Chinese. Over here, it's a lot more diverse. You know, you have African Americans, you have white Americans, you have a big Hispanic population, city to city, region to region. Over there, everybody's Chinese. You see what I'm saying? So these are things you have to think about when you're going into the war with who's benefiting and who's winning. They're just making things that we really use that we don't even use. We just get them and keep them there. You know what I mean? So if the tariff stays on, and then another thing, we don't want to call it yet because we don't know what's going to happen in the U.S. economy. You know, this administration is just they're just banging heads, locking horns, and we don't really know. You know, if this leadership doesn't stay in, who comes in? If they want to even pursue that, even if it stays on the conservative side, you know, do they want to pursue keeping tariffs up and keeping everybody on the edge of their seat, or traders on Wall Street with trading with the cat on their head because of some trade war with China that can send the market $1,700 the other way or either way. So it's really just looking at economy to economy. For those of you who've been to China, or you know mainland China, if you have people over there, or you have ways that you can get research, you know, come to our blog on Wide World of Trade Report and let us know, because people don't know what goes on in China. You know, they know it's a big manufacturing, and they know that for some reason, if they take a 15 or 25% tariff hike, that's just going to upset the U.S. economy, and they're just going to be out of business, or however they're thinking. So we're just looking at it. A lot of traders are really, really nervous. They're thinking now, well, there's going to be no tariffs. This is the second time in less than a quarter that we're hearing that they're not going to exercise the tariff. The U.S. is not going to exercise tariffs on China. So the market is stabilizing, the economy is easing. But with this administration and how volatile China is, that could change tomorrow. You know, we could be sitting here in March and saying, you know what, we're going to put a 5% exercise on you. We're going to excise a tax on you, or we're going to put 10%. And then the market might have to reshape itself moving forward to say, you know, we're in the middle of this bull market that, by the way, me personally, Lord Ebo Risi Harts thinks it's going to go to about 2035. I mean, I don't think you would come back and see the economy the U.S. economy getting a downgrade in 2033. You know, you're really in this kind of thing for the long haul. The technology, the way we're communicating now and doing business, the way we're seeking revenue and we're bringing revenue, which isn't bad, by the way, for such a short run with the what you call the social media space and advertising. It's more advertising than, I think, social media, because without the advertising, there's no social media. You know what I'm saying? So just so you guys know, you haven't been seeing us a lot, it's because we're working out a lot of contracts, a lot of differences. People are getting smart to the industry where they're saying, oh, well, I want to maximize my dollar. This is my rights. This is this. So things take time. But to get back to this China trade and where we think the U.S. economy is going, it would be good if they could see eye to eye. I doubt it very much. If the U.S. doesn't impose the tax on China or the tariff on China and get control of them right now, China can can make a lot more, bring in a lot more revenue on their end, and there's no telling what they can do with it. You know, they're going to benefit a lot more if there's no tariff. It looks good moving into an election year to say, well, we're easing on China. So the trade war with China, from Wide World of Trade Report, the bottom line is no tariffs because we're in an election. You see what I'm saying? And if I stick it to him right now, then what happens is the markets buckle. While I'm out here trying to get reelected, this administration is trying to hold their corner. The markets are just volatile, and people don't like that going into an election. So the best thing to do would be to just wait until after the election and then just run them again. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll have another whole 4 years, and you're already implementing and letting them know. So it's kind of a wait and see. It's not a cop out to say, what do you think? It's just how you have to really, not how you invest, but it's how you look at the economy from an economic perspective, because they're not bringing in any regulation. You know, they should come in and with the tariffs and say, look, every time this happens, there's a regulation or there's a regulatory body that comes in and checks them. And there's checks and balances that way because um, for the last 10 years, ever since we've been in business, it was first China's floating their currency. Now they're manipulating their currency. Now they're manipulating their market. They're throwing a lot of underhands and doing and things like that. And most of it is true. So you've been watching IZ Corp Exchange television, and this is a Wide World of Trade report. And of course, this is the one and only Lord Ebo Reese Hards. And I have to even throw in an advertisement. See these glasses right here? Very nice. Very nice. They're a Braga design fit. You can put gold on the trims, but it has to go inside. You really have to come in so we can get it custom made for you, but you're just looking at just glasses. You know, we're going to start promoting glasses for Braga design. And you can embroider your name and stuff like that on it and get special clips. When you put the gold and the platinum clips on the side of these, they don't break as easy. You know what I'm saying? So again, Wide World of Trade Report, IZ Corp Exchange Television, Lord Ebo Reese Hards. And if you don't hear from me before your Christmas, everybody, please, please have a merry, merry, very blessed Christmas, a happy New Year. Be happy and be safe. Thank you and have a great day. Game!